Hola, hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Sweet Nourishing. Thank you for being back. Remember that if you're here, it's because you want to eat better. And desserts are such an important part of anybody's life, at least I know mine. So, if you're a sweet lover, thank you for being back because this is the place for you. Today I'm very excited because I want to show you a recipe that I love. It's one of my favorite recipes since I'm a kid, and I want to share it today with you because I've been obsessed all my life with the perfect chocolate cake. So it's gonna be very simple, but I hope you really are gonna enjoy it. So let's dive into it. Let's start prepping this delicious ganache. Here are your ingredients. To make the ganache, put some water to boil. In a bowl that is clean, add the chocolate. Then you can add the coconut cream. After this, we are gonna add the rice syrup. Now make sure that your water is not boiling all the time, otherwise it's gonna burn your ganache. We are gonna put it on a low temperature, and now we're gonna mix our ganache until it's smooth and it's like a chocolate sauce. When you see that your chocolate is completely melted and your ganache looks glossy and yummy, it's ready. Turn it off, take the bowl out, and now we're just gonna take it to the cooler until it's ready for our decoration. Let's prep now our chocolate cake sponge. Here are the ingredients that you need. Okay, let's start preheating our oven at 160 degrees on the baking fan mode. Perfect! So now, let's prep our baking things. We are gonna spread some oil, some buckwheat flour, and then we are gonna put some baking paper on the bottom of the tray, and then they will be ready. Let's start hydrating our coffee in the warm water. Give it a whisk, and then you can add the vanilla essence to this mix. In a different bowl, we're gonna start adding our egg yolks. Now we're gonna add the coconut sugar, and we're gonna start whisking these two first, just until they are well combined. When you have these two ready, we are gonna start adding our rice syrup. After you add the rice syrup, we're gonna whisk this mix until it's white and fluffy. That's very important. So our cake is gonna be really spongy. Add egg whites and keep whisking until your mix is completely spongy. Just like this. Now we're gonna add our oil. We're gonna mix it through quite carefully so we don't beat out the air that we just put in. In a different bowl, we are gonna sift our flours: almond flour, chickpeas flour, buckwheat flour, and our raw cocoa powder. You can also use a Dutch cocoa powder. Just the raw one has more nutritional properties. Now we're just gonna put through our baking soda, baking powder, and sea salt. After you sift this, give it a mix, and now we can add it to our mix. Mix the flours through with care and not too hard, so you won't beat out all the air that you just put through. Just like this. At the end, you're gonna add in 2 steps your coffee and water. Coffee gives it a more powerful cocoa flavor to the chocolate cake. That's why I love to add some. When your mix is ready, pour over your baking tins as even as you can, so they will bake evenly in the oven, just like so. Okay, so after all I show you, now we're just gonna put them in the oven. It's gonna be delicious. Bake the cakes for about 15 to 20 minutes. If you make a bigger batch, you might need to leave it longer. To make sure they're ready, with a knife, poke the cake and make sure that it's coming out clean. Take your ganache out of the cooler. Make sure that it's really cold and it has set. If it's needed, put it into the freezer for a little bit. When you have it, start beating and whisking our ganache until you're gonna have a really nice frosting like so. Okay, so the cake is baked. We have our icing. Now let's put everything together. Put a bit of ganache on the cake base. Now place your first layer of chocolate sponge. Start adding some chocolate frosting in the middle of your cake. Spread it as even as you can. This is the fun part. You are gonna enjoy it so much. When you have your first layer of ganache really well spread and as thick as you like, you're gonna put your second sponge layer on top, just like so. And now we're gonna cover our cake. So just enjoy. Start spreading your chocolate frosting on top of the cake. That's the way I like to do it. Then you can start with the sides of the cake. Just spread a thin layer as even as you can, just like so. But mainly, just have fun. After you have covered your chocolate cake with the frosting, just roughly, now is that you're gonna start making sure that it looks perfect. Try to fill any sort of imperfection with frosting and make it as even as you can and as pretty as you can. I like to do waves because they look so tasty to the eye, but you can do anything you like. Spread some cocoa nibs on top because they're nutritious and they look really pretty. And this is how it looks like at the end. Now let's taste it. Okay. Ooh, did you see that portion? Let's try this. Guys, you are gonna love this. It's so bloody good. You have no idea. It's moist and it's rich, but not that rich that will drive you crazy. It's healthy. I mean, can you ask for more? I'm just gonna finish here and eat it all with some coconut yogurt. Whoop! Guys, no, crazy. This is crazy good. Go ahead and make it, please. See you next time.